You're watching BBC News. I'm Reged Ahmad. Our top stories. President Trump attacks Robert Mueller, saying the probe on alleged Russian interference is an attempt to take him out.
Let's inspect every deal he's ever done.
Bernie Sanders kickstarts his campaign for the White House, vowing to fight against corporate greed, hatred and lies. Hello and welcome to BBC News. I'm Reged Ahmad. It's been a busy weekend in US politics. At a gathering of conservatives in Washington, President Trump furiously condemned the investigation by Special Counsel Robert Mueller into Russian meddling. Meanwhile, in Brooklyn, Senator Bernie Sanders officially launched his 2020 campaign to be the Democratic candidate for president, adding his name to a crowded field that now numbers at least 10 candidates. Kim Gittleson has the latest. You're watching BBC News. You join us as the US Senate is preparing to vote on the appointment of Brett Kavanaugh, President Trump's deeply controversial nominee for a seat on the Supreme Court. Let's take you live to the scene now in Washington as Democrat Chuck Schumer speaks. Let's listen in.
The distortion of our founding principle.
You're watching live coverage of the US Senate, these nomination proceedings for confirming the very controversial Judge Brett Kavanaugh as the new member of the Supreme Court judge. But what you've been hearing is multiple interruptions by protesters in the gallery as the names of senators are read out. You hear the sound come in, some of the protests being muffled, and then on it goes. Let's talk to our correspondent Barbara Plett-Usher, who's that's George Bush Sr., who's died at the age of 94 after serving a term as President of the United States between 1989 and 1993. He's now passed away. That's breaking news if you've just joined us here on BBC World News. We are hearing more and more about the negatives of social media, specifically with Facebook, though. Given what's come out of this study, can Facebook change? Is it possible for those negative elements to be negated somehow?
I'm absolutely convinced that Facebook could change.
Now in Thousand Oaks, we're seeing the fires burning there. It is threatening the town, and a large part of the town has been evacuated. Brenda Lee Rogers lives in Thousand Oaks, California. She is one of those people that was evacuated last night to Camarillo. That's just a town over, and she joins me now on the line. Brenda Lee, thank you so much for your time. I know this must be a very difficult moment for you. Can you first tell me what you were doing when you found out that you had to evacuate?
Last night, we were at the vigil because we have a friend that was killed.
With me is Raj and Pablo from the BBC Asian Network, who know all about these things. So first of all, you also know Priyanka Chopra.
We know really well. Ever since that she started, and we've interviewed her so many times, we've become friends. And we've even stayed at her house. And Pablo is madly in love with her. He's broken-hearted.
My mother really wanted me to marry her.
And Priyanka,
so every time I met her, I was like, will you marry me? And she's like, yeah.
It's been a running joke.
It's a running joke.
It's a running joke.
She's off the market now.
Yeah, but I know. It's not happening.
Dan Johnson, thank you very much at the Vanity Fair party, where I'm sure things will get underway. And I'm told he's not allowed in, so I'm sure he's disappointed with that. Do stay with us here on BBC News.